Are you stuck at home? Don't really know what to do? Got the quarantine thing going on. Coronavirus, COVID-19. Yep, it's not going to go away anytime soon. But I'll tell you what, the one thing that you can do, well, yeah, we're going to talk about it next on the radio 698 EV. Hey, hello, and welcome to the Radio 698 EV. I'm Joe, your host. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for being part of it. Don't forget our YouTube channel, youtube.com/698EV. We have tons of videos, over 300 of them. Everything from self-help to reviews to just straight out just riding around and talking about things. And it's all because of you guys is why the channel's doing so well. And thank you so much. I sure do appreciate it. I know you've been stuck at home. I know a lot of things are going on. The world is kind of upside down at the moment. Pretty crazy. A lot of conflicting information that's out there, and I don't really like to do the apocalypse videos or podcasts or talk about them, stuff like that. You know, there's enough going on. I'm no expert at anything, so I don't want to dig too deep into it. But I do know that some states are locking themselves down, like California, New York, Illinois, and your state's probably not there yet. Could be, could not be, but, you know, with the stuff that's going on, it's like everything is just slowly grinding to a halt. So today we're going to kind of talk about how the country's pretty much upside down and what you can do to get your head outside of it, and maybe some things that you could do that maybe you haven't thought about because you've been so focused on the television or something like that, and trying to, you know, find out what's going on, what's happening, stuff like that. It's really hard with the news and everything that's going on today to get away from it, because it's always in your face. It doesn't matter what you do. If you get on Facebook, yeah, that's F-A-K-E, fake book. You got everybody that lives and breathes by fake book and all that good stuff. It's the world's worst news authority that's out there. Everybody's an expert. Everybody's a professional because they get to hide behind their computer and pretend that they are something that they are not. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there is a huge majority of it. I'm going to say probably 60%, maybe 70% of the people that are out there. They know everything, and it's so funny. It cracks me up. So, yeah, you know, some things, you know, that you can do to get your mind off of it and not really dig in too deep. And I'm not saying don't take it serious. Of course you should take it serious. You know, you don't want to get sick. Not only that, you don't want to, because they say that most of the people are carriers. It's nothing more than pretty much a cold for a lot of people. But it's the other percentage of the people that you really have to truly think about. And that's really what it's all about. Think about your fellow person, and it's bigger than you, and you need to treat it that way, and that's just kind of the way it is. You know, what may not hurt you may kill the next person or make them super sick or anything like that. So that's really what you need to keep in mind is it's not so much about you, it's about everyone else. So, you know, you get it started a little bit with my kids. They've been home from school. I'm sure your kids are home from school too, if you have children, or kids or young men like mine. They've been cooped up for, you know, since spring break, which started early March. And we're creeping up on the end of March, and they don't know when they're going back to school, but it's really starting to set in a little bit because they are basically confined to the house. You know, they're not really able to go anywhere. You know, the state of Texas, our governor has made it to where they don't want gatherings of more than 10 people. They're shutting down most businesses that don't have any non-essential stuff for people, you know, and I get it. I totally do. I understand it. I'm not making light of it. But the moral to the story is it's it's setting in for everybody because we have been home and we have been stricken. Now I do work. I'm doing my stuff. We have a very small business, signing graphics. I don't make money off this stuff. I don't sit there and I don't complain about what I do and what I don't. It has nothing to do about making money. With this stuff, it's more about, interaction with other riders and other people. And it brings me happiness and joy whenever I get to interact with other people and other people interact with me. And I've made a lot of not only buddies, but I've also met a lot of really cool people, and I've learned a lot of things too, which is really, really nice. And I get a lot of feedback from you guys. So if you have anything that you would like us to talk about or me to talk about somewhere in the future, hopefully we'll get back to normal before too much longer. I don't know how soon that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be as quick as everybody thinks it will be. But I do think, we're looking at least another probably 30 to 60 days before it starts to dip and calm down. And who knows? I mean, nobody knows. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not sitting there trying to say that I know everything. But try to get back to some, normal day-to-day stuff, so that's going to be kind of nice. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to change the world. I don't know if it's going to do that, but I do think that I think once it dies down a little bit, people are going to be a little reluctant to get into large groups and stuff like that. I think it'll take a little time for that to die down. But, we are people, and I hate to say it, but we are we're the worst for this planet. I mean, I'm so sorry. We're the absolute worst. We make everything work the direction we want it to work. We don't care about anything else. All we care about is what works for people. And if it doesn't work for people, we either doze it, shoot it, or blow it up. I mean, that's basically what we do. We just don't, we don't put a whole lot of stock into, anything outside of our personal circles. So, but anyway, back to it. My kids are at home. They're going crazy, all the things like that. And for all you riders that are out there, especially new riders that maybe just got a new dual sport or something like that, and you're chomping at the bit and you're riding a little bit and stuff like that, but yet it's maybe your state's starting to crank down or something like that. And, this would be a really good time, and I've even been thinking about it. I'm going to basically on my off time, because when I'm outside of work, I'm not really going around and doing a whole lot. I ride my bike a little bit here and there. Trying to do what, everybody's asking us to do. I'm not trying to be Mr., vigilante, get outside of the box or anything like that, or I'm going to do it my way, man. I don't care about the government, it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So, but some of the things we can do is maybe, to me, I think, and you can give feedback if you're listening to on YouTube or something like that. Maybe, you can, comment below for the riders and stuff like that, what you're doing to pass the time. What are you doing? To me, I think something that'd be really good to pass the time is maybe this would be a good time to start a YouTube channel. If you want to start a moto vlog or something like that, you can do that. I mean, you totally can. Anybody can do it. All you need is a camera, microphone, and a little bit of time, and just, think about some stuff and do it. I've helped other riders, with their YouTube channels and stuff, and it's work. It's not just gonna fall in your lap. You're actually gonna have to do a little work if you want to do it. You get a lot of guys that sit there and complain, say that they put all this time into it and that YouTube's out to get them and that they're not this and that. And YouTube treats everybody like a job. They like consistency. They like, stuff that actually has some content to it that people actually will want to see. It's a business for them, and it's free for you. So, anything that you can make off of YouTube, you really should just kind of, thank yourself and be happy that they're actually sending you something, because all those servers and everything to run all these videos that everybody watches, they're not free. They're not free. They cost money, and they're willing to give you something back. And if you get to a certain point to kick you back a little bit on your videos on whatever it is. Now, there are other ways to make money on YouTube, but that's not what this is about. But You just get a lot of people, they're about the algorithms, they're about all these things, and they're whining and crying, and they'll make a video today, and then they'll make one, in 3 weeks, and then in a week, and whatever. Well, they like consistency. I'll tell you what, I'm going to sum it up real fast for everybody that complains about YouTube. If you watch a sitcom or series or any of that type of stuff, I'm just going to use one for instance. Let's just say The Masked Singer. I watch it with my wife and my kids and stuff. I think it's pretty cool and pretty funny. It's actually a pretty decent show, but it comes on Wednesdays. Well, let's just say that you watch, there's 8 episodes in the series and you watch 2 of them and you get really sucked into it. Well, they decide they just don't want to do it on Wednesday. They want to do it on Friday. And then they come back and they do it on a Monday. You're probably not going to be real happy about that because you're like, what the heck? It's supposed to be on Wednesdays. Well, it's the same thing on YouTube. Consistency. You got to be able to put your time in and be able to do things on a certain day and a certain time. It's kind of like what I do with my Friday night videos. I do them at 9 o'clock and then I have my Tuesdays at 2 p.m. without fail. That's just the way it is. You just have to sit there and you have to be disciplined to do it. And the guys that aren't disciplined, well, it is what it is. The algorithms are not going to sit there and work for you. So anyway, on from YouTube. Don't care, but maybe you might want to start a YouTube channel. Get a camera, get going, stuff like that. 690adv@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to help you out and try to put you on the right track if it's something like you want to do. I'm not going to build your channel. I'm not going to do your channel. I'll give you some tips and some tricks to get that stuff going, but don't think I'm going to actually set it up and make your channel work. I'll give you some stuff to work on. It's just like school. You got to do your own research. You got to do a little bit of work, but I will put you on the path. The other thing is that I think, and probably a lot of you guys are doing it, and I'm fixing to because obviously this isn't going to go away in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Matter of fact, I was working on potentially going on a trip next week to go ride, and well, that's shot. And then I've got another trip that's next month, the Redneck Ramble. My buddy Jeff over there at East Texas ADV, he's working on that with Mr. Lee to get that going. It's not looking good for that one. I mean, just things are just kind of falling apart, and you just gotta you gotta take the good with the bad and move on. So, but with that happening, I'm upset and I'm not pleased and all those things, but I got to find other things to fill the void. So to me, what I think I'm going to start doing is like I said, again, tell me comments below or anything like that. I'm going to start tinkering with my bike, man. That's really what it's all about. I'm going to start tinkering. I'm going to start doing some things. I'm going to go maybe clean my bike a little better than I would, after a trip or something like that, do an oil change. I just did some tires. I got a video coming up on that showing you guys how easy it is to do your own tires and save yourself a ton of dough. And not only that, you'll be able to swap your tires out anytime you want between seasons. That's coming up probably next week. I'll have that video coming out. Just little things. Maybe go in and rearrange the 690 garage, a little bit. Maybe clean it up a little bit. Work on the tool situation, stuff like that. There's all sorts of things that you can do at your house to fill the void and fill the time. Maybe, right now is not the time. You got everybody and their brother out there pushing their affiliate links and stuff like that. So they're, buy. And most of this stuff that they're pushing on their affiliate links, they don't even own it or anything like that. They're just pushing it to make $1. And I get it. They're trying to make money. But, at the end of the day, I mean, if you've got some money to spend, go spend it. This is not about an affiliate link or anything like that. I have a business. I work. I do those things. I'm not sitting there trying to live off of other people. If you want to buy some of my stuff that's on my affiliate links that are in the description, thank you so much. It's not necessary. But I have done some research. I own everything that's down there. I've actually used it. I don't put anything down there that's garbage. It's actually tested and used. But, right now, you may not have any extra money. You may be hunkering down. You may be, home from work or something like that, I'm not saying go spend the money, but if you do, have a little extra and you want to do some upgrades or something like that, this has nothing to do with me making you want to go buy something. What I'm saying is maybe you've wanted something for a while and you're like, you know what? I got time to do it because it sucks that we've got the virus and everything like that that's going around that's making us stay home. But maybe this is the time that you can get that that piece to put on your bike and put it on, and it'll help pass a little bit of the time, and it may take away some of that going crazy from being at home or something like that. So, but there's a lot of things that you could do to work on your bike. Maybe check your chain slack, maybe adjust your chain, maybe clean your chain, check your tires, make sure they're inflated properly, clean it, lubricate all the things that need to be lubricated, check all your exterior bolts, make sure they're nice and snug, or make sure the ones that need Loctite, put a little Loctite on there, little things like that to help pass the time, and it keeps you going. And not only that, if you can get out and ride, go get your 6 foot distance, because ain't nobody going to be close to you on your bike anyway, so you might as well get out and go ride. It provided the weather's right and you can actually get out and do it. But I feel you. I feel everybody's pain too, because it's the same here, even in Texas. It's a weird time. It's a totally weird time, and some people are burying their heads in the sand, and others are pretending like it's not real, and I'm right down the middle between that. I'm not going to go bury my head, but I'm also not going to turn my head and think that there's nothing going on, because there is, and I'm not trying to downplay anything, because that's just not the thing to do. And with all the stuff that's, with the grocery stores and stuff like that, here's the deal. My company does a lot of work for the trucking industry, and they're still business as usual. And if they're still business as usual, just don't panic. Just relax. If you see the semis going up and down the road, understand one thing. I'm not telling you to run up and hug a truck driver or anything like that, but I have tons of respect for the trucking industry and truck drivers. It's not a great job. Some guys absolutely love it, but those guys, without them, you have nothing. I repeat that, nothing. So if you've made it this far into the podcast and you want to know the reality of America, if trucking stops, it all goes away. All of it. Every bit of it. So, be very happy and very, very thankful that those guys can get up every day and get behind the wheel of those big rigs and move all that stuff around, because without them, you got nothing. No gas, no bikes, no tires, no boots, no helmets, no nothing. So keep that in mind. But anyway, down below, if you're listening on YouTube, comment and tell me what you're doing or what you think would be really cool to do on the side, and maybe help out the other guys that are just getting into this, and maybe this is their first year of getting into it, or their first time getting into motorcycling or anything, and help them out, because they may be going even crazier than you, because you've been riding for 10 plus years and this is their first year and they're just chomping at the bit for stuff and they can't do really anything. So comment below. Give them some suggestions and stuff like that. And just remember, don't freak out. Just, be smart about it. Clean yourself like you were supposed to since you were a kid. And find some things to do. Find things that you normally would not do and get that bike ready, because it will go away eventually and things will get back to normal. Everybody be safe and take care of yourself. And remember, it's bigger than you, always. I'm Joe, Radio 690 ADV. Thank you so much. Don't forget our YouTube channel, youtube.com/690ADV. Go there, and our website too, 690ADV.com. Go sign up, register, so that way you're part of it. And then that way, anytime that we do any giveaways, stuff like that, you are actually registered and you can win. Can't win if you're not in. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. 690 out.